If you have a secure attachment style and you're in a relationship with somebody that's hyper avoidant, it's going to trigger some anxiety in you. My experience with my ex, came after a 10-year marriage that I had where my wife was loyal to me. And, I did have some history of being cheated on when I was a young kid, but I had no reason to really fear women. I had some decent dating success before I met my ex, but when I was with her, she had a lot of shady behavior going on, which came out over time after I already gotten attached to her. And there was a point in the beginning of the relationship where I was willing to leave. I knew what was acceptable and what wasn't. And I gave her a second chance after she had come home late one night. She didn't want to talk about it. She just wanted to go to sleep. I'm like, hey, I don't do that. We talk about shit. And if you're doing something shady and we can't talk about it, that's a problem. So I'm going to leave. And she cried and she begged me to stay. And I stayed. But lo and behold, a year and a half later, or about a year after that, she's out cheating on me and doing all this stuff, like trying to hook up with people from work and all this crazy stuff. And I'm trying to figure out how to get her back because at that point, sunken ship fallacy, I'm trying to recoup my investment. I'm trying to hang on to the emotional attachment that I had, put in for over a year and a half. And of course, it's a dumb move at the time, but sometimes we make dumb moves and we get anxious in relation to our super avoidant partners. Obviously, this begs the question, is this the right person to re-invite back into your life or to try to, cling on to in a failing relationship if they're invoking such an anxious response in you? But this kind of stuff is also a call to action for personal development, Perhaps you don't need to jettison your relationship with your avoidant partner. Maybe you just need to kind of work on yourself internally for validation. What does your bank account look like? What does your friend group look like? What kind of hobbies do you engage in? How can you pour yourself into your life at a very, very high level where you can take some of the focus off your partner and, the need for reassurance and validation, all this kind of stuff. You can place it onto yourself, right? And is that enough to offset their avoidant behavior? But at the end of the day, if you're normally a secure attachment and your partner is avoidant, there's going to be some anxiety that's created there. And if you want some help navigating the situation, maybe an assessment as to whether or not you can work this out or how should you react in relation to your partner to maximize attraction, to not push them away, click on my profile down here and then click this link down here and get in touch with me and we'll have that conversation.